Hello, and welcome to this presentation on how my 2-week social media detox went. So, if you are an online coach and you have been dreaming about getting offline for a while, not forever, just for a while, and wondering how you can do that because it might feel like taking time away from the computer and your phone, especially when you're building your business, um, can feel a bit like, do I really want to do it? Well, I'm gonna tell you today about what I did. I just took one, and it was 2 weeks, and it was actually interesting because at the end of my 2 weeks, I got in a bicycle accident and had a mild concussion. And then basically it stretched into 3 weeks because I had to stay off the computer and phone as much as possible, off of screens. And so what happened then was I could only do like client meetings and serve my membership. And then I had to get off screen. So I didn't really, it was more like 3 weeks off of social media. So I wanted to chat with you about what it was like and what I did to make it happen and how you can apply this as well. So I made some notes. So if you see my eyes moving, that's where they are going. So I'm just going to move this over a bit. And if you have any questions, even if it's now while we're live or if you're watching the replay, feel free to pop them in a comment because I'm happy to help. And I think this is an important topic because, the studies are there that having time away from work, away from computers and screens is so good for your health. We have to find a bit of balance, right? And and from my experience, taking 2 weeks off was awesome. I think I could have went longer if I could have, meaning like if I had the ability to. 2 weeks was I didn't want to go more than 2 weeks from a business perspective, but I did feel like I could totally spend 3 or 4 weeks off of social media for sure. And then, of course, as you know, as I just mentioned, the third week sort of was already off. So that was that. Anyways, so here's what I did to prepare for this and like what I would encourage you to do and like what the sort of results were. So first thing I did was, so I have a full client roster and a membership called the Joyous Journey, where we help coaches build profitable and sustainable joyous businesses. And so with memberships especially, clients are a little easier to manage because you can prep people and stuff. With the membership is where it actually I had to figure out like what was I going to do, because it's a coaching membership, which means that like I'm in there, I do weekly calls. So obviously things had to happen while I was gone. So what I did first was I prepped my members as well as my clients probably about a month in advance. Like I was letting people know I'm taking this time off and here's what's happening. And actually the 2 weeks before I was taking time off, I was doing Tony Robbins UPW, which is 4 days virtual. And so if you've ever been to a Tony Robbins event, it's an all-consuming event. So you're not really doing anything else other than that. And so it was, I could check in and stuff, but really it felt more like 2.5 weeks I'd be gone, because those 4 days leading into the 2 weeks was a lot. So what I did was I let everybody know. And so for private clients, what I did was made sure each of them had like enough to do while I was gone and was in a good place. And of course, with such enough advance notice, they were like take your vacation. We're happy for you. So that was nice. And then in the membership, the sentiment was the same, but I couldn't leave it alone. So what I did was I got a guest speaker that came into the membership. I had, we always have usually 1 week during the month that we don't have a call. So I planned it for one of those weeks. And I also pre-did this mini challenge that people could participate in. And I let everyone know, like, which I did. I was very excited to see what all their comments and everything was afterwards. So I went ahead and pre-planned all those posts and had the emails ready. And I do have a virtual assistant. And so, or actually, I like to call her my queen of behind the scenes. So what she did for me for that was, first of all, kind of chimed in on some of the posts and the comments. And she also put the links in the daily emails that went out for that, because I like to link things to make it easy for people to go from email to the group. However, if you don't have a virtual assistant, you could just lead people to the group and have it there, if you do have a group, or you could also ask a friend that you trust to do it for you, because I'm sure you have a biz bestie who would be able to help you out there that you would do the same for. So I also had, I'm just looking here, I had an email autoresponder on my email. So when someone emailed, whether it was me personally or the company, or emails like via the website, there was an autoresponder email that let people know I was on vacation, and that I would respond, at XY date. And there was one thing I did that I think is really not popular. Most online entrepreneurs will not probably do this, but I decided to do it. And that was that I decided that while I'm offline and on vacation, I will not be posting. So what I did do was I created a post, and actually, let me just show you her on my phone. Ow. So I created this, I really like this image actually. So this out of office image here. And this was on my Instagram and on my Facebook, and I pinned it to the top of my page on Facebook. Sorry, I just hit my elbow, and my elbow actually is still, it's kind of gross, but recovery. It's the very end of recovering from my bike accident, so it's still very sore. Anyways, so I put that on, and I thought a lot about it, because a lot of people wouldn't leave their social media for 2 weeks and not post anything. But what I thought about was, we could plan things. I could get my VA to do it. But at the end of the day, is it really going to make a huge difference if I go out of office? No. And one of, I just felt like I really wanted just a break from everything, and not have a million things to come back to and all the comments and stuff like that when I get back. So we just decided not to do it. Now, my queen of behind the scenes did monitor my social media. So she did check DMs and any comments, because we do use Meet Edgar with Facebook. And so there were some posts going out on that. But there were no stories. There was no main post from Instagram, no IGTVs, nothing. And it just honestly kind of felt freeing, and it was really nice. So now then, would I do it again? I don't know. I think I might do a few extra posts. a few the next time. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't like regret it. It's fine. It probably slows me out of the algorithm a little bit in the beginning, but you know what? It doesn't take long to get that back kicking into high gear with a little bit of effort. So it doesn't bother me at all. So that was the thing that, I don't think most entrepreneurs would do it. And the reason would be because of like the algorithm. But I kind of just wanted to be totally authentic and be like, hey, I'm out, and so is our posts, and that's just the way that it is. And yeah, and I was a little inspired actually. I remember a few years ago, Marie Forleo decided to do that with her company at Christmas time, and they take 2 weeks off. They now do it every year. They don't do social media either at that time. And everybody takes like 2 weeks off and everyone's hunky-dory. And I thought, yeah, that's a really good idea. I'm going to do that. I also turned off my Voxer notifications. So Voxer is a walkie-talkie app. It's really cool, actually, that I use with private clients. And part of with private clients is, like I'm connecting with them 5 days a week during business hours. And I turned it off, and I actually put it on my phone in like this little folder area so I couldn't find it. And I deliberately turned notifications off so I didn't get any. So that was always nice, even though I was curious. Now, overall, what happened? Well, like nothing happened. It was great. I had a really nice break, which I needed. I did end up like popping on a couple times. I won't lie. It is true. But I remember a couple times there was something specific I had to go in for. I wasn't on long. And I just sort of, I think one time I looked around for like 3 minutes or something. And then I'm like, yeah, get off. But otherwise I stayed off it for like 2 weeks. It was grand. And then of course, when I had my concussion that first week, I had to basically stay off it as well, because even with my client calls that week, I just did audio instead of video so that I wouldn't have to look at a screen. And yeah, and now we're back at it, and we're going to be doing lives every day this month. So that's exciting. Well, for me and for you, I hope so. You'll come back. But I just want to share this, that, a lot of times we feel like, oh, if we're not there, like, I don't know, everything's going to fall apart. But you know what? It doesn't. And it's fine. And honestly, I put up the notification like the out of office, and so many people commented on it, DM'd me, and were like, oh, you so deserve this. Da, 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 da. I'm like, that's all right. I do deserve it. And also, like that's part of what a joyous business is. It is choosing to do things that make you feel good and that work for you and your business. So that is what I did. And I hope that it inspires you to take a social media detox if that is what you need. And know that, people will respect it, and I think they'll be okay with it. And ultimately, I think you just need to be okay with it. And then you set things up, your email autoresponders, letting clients and any responsibilities you have go. And I will say, let them know. I will say too that I did ensure when I booked this time off, I really wanted to make sure that I didn't have pressing things happening. Like I wasn't in the middle of a launch. It wasn't just after a launch, because you don't want to launch a program and then disappear on people. So it was a strategic time that I did it. And I think that was important as well. It was a good time to take a break. So, all right, that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. If you are going to take a digital detox, also let me know. Or if you took one, What was your experience and what did you do? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And you know what? I will be back every day for the next 30 days. I'm very excited. We're going to be covering a whole bunch of topics to grow your business. And to be honest, this is an important one to grow your business because sometimes you need to slow down in order to speed up. And taking vacations is good for the heart, good for the soul, and can really help you refresh your creativity and your excitement for your business and make you feel rejuvenated. And that's definitely how I felt when I came back from my social media detox. All right, that's it. Have a great night. I can't wait to hear your experience and your feedback and when you're going to take your next social media detox. Bye.